Greetings, good people. This is the Michelle Lynette, author, poet, businesswoman, and philanthropist. I am coming to you on this beautiful Sunday evening because I want to share with you how I came up with the cover design of my poetry book entitled Poetic Soul, Unspoken Roots. Now, many of you have wondered how in the world does authors come up with their cover design? And so, because I've been getting asked questions multiple times about how I came up with my cover design, I decided to take some time out of my evening to give you a synopsis of how I came up with mine. So, before I get into it, let me just kind of share with you my book cover design. Here is a poster of my book cover. I had this made when I was preparing for my virtual book release last September in 2020, and it went off so well. And so I was just very proud of myself. And the young lady who put this together, my graphic designer, her name is Tony Smith with Art Addicts Visual Communications. She can be found on Facebook and Instagram. Again, her name is Tony Smith, Art Addicts Visual Communications. She did an amazing job. Okay, so let me go ahead and get into how we got here. And first of all, let me just say, as an author, and I'm only speaking for me, I cannot speak for anyone else. It's very important for me to make sure that my artwork is going to match the inside of my written work. Because to me, when the inside matches the outside, you get a beautiful masterpiece with your project. And for those of you who are unaware, um, if you are looking to go into writing, this is for something for you to know. And if you're not looking to go into writing, but you're just curious about how the cover design is put together, I just want to make sure that I explain my version of how I came out with mine so that you at least kind of know. Um, the book cover and the title is always going to be the main attraction of the book. It's what's going to sell the book. A person may not even know nothing about what you've written, but if that cover design and that title is catchy and it pops their attention like that, they're going to do this. They're going to pick it up. They're going to look at it. They're going to be intrigued and they're going to want to know, what is this about? Because this is just so attractive. It's so telling. And I'm going to put this up closer because this is my book and it's an amazing book. So for those of you who don't have it, feel free to go to my website and get your copy, and I will definitely get you an autographed signed copy from me mailed out to you. And my website is in the bio, but it can be found at www.themichellenette.com. So, um, as I was saying, it has to, very well make sense. Now, when I first released my book back in 2008, the cover did not look the way that it does now. And so I wanted to make sure when I did it this time, it was very authentic. It matched exactly what I wanted to the T. And not to say that the last cover design did not, because it did, but this one, it had to be special because it's my anniversary edition. I've added more images, taking the readers basically on a journey from my past to my present, and I put some more pieces of written work in the book as well. So definitely make sure that you grab your copy if you have not. It's a beautiful collector's item. Um, and so, originally, the vision that I had in mind, because the title is Poetic Soul, Unspoken Roots. And with that title, I wanted it to be impactful in vision. And so it was supposed to be a very tall tree with a woman sitting underneath the tree with her hands um, saturated in the soil, like in the roots of the ground. And there was supposed to be vines coming up her arms that represent her roots. And so, unfortunately, the creative director and I, who worked on that together, it when we came up with the finished product, it just did not translate what I wanted this book to represent, nor did it translate what I had written inside. And so, I went to my graphic designer and I told her exactly what it was that I was looking for, and without fail, she delivered on her draft, and I was very pleased. And so, as you can see here, Poetic Soul, Unspoken Roots. The title itself represents me as a person and my personality, what my beliefs are, how I think, how I see life, how I see myself. And so me being a poet, I am the poetic soul. A lot of things that I say comes across as poetic sometimes. It's not intentional, it's just how I am as a person. And I've had other people say, "You're so poetic." And I'll laugh about it, and I'm like, I take that because I am a pretty nice vibe to be around. And so I'm like, I want to represent myself. I feel like I am a poetic soul. I'm a poetic person. I'm very passionate about things that I speak about, and I dig deep. I dig deep, and I like intellectual conversations that's mind stimulating, and I'm very analytical. And so these are just some brushes of my character that I wanted to represent on the cover of my design. And so the unspoken roots, it's representing me not speaking all of my truth. It's me representing other people as well who have not been able to speak their truth. And so I like to say that I could be the voice for the voiceless, being able to speak for those who are unable to speak for themselves. And so my work represents things that I've experienced. It also represents things that other people in life have experienced, and it's just an inspirational collector's item. And so when you see this woman right here, I'm bringing it closer in so you can really get a good peek at what she looks like. This woman, all by herself, is powerful. Just without the details, just look at her. She's strong, she's distinctive, she's gorgeous, she's intelligent. She has something to say, she has a story to tell, right? And she's poetry all by herself. She's mysterious, she's also quiet, but this woman is powerful. Okay? So when you see the details, do you see the vines, the roots? You see that? This is a tree. The greenery here. This is the tree. This is all of this here. This is her story. This is the story of this woman that's embedded in her. And through the imagery of this, you see her stories. These are all her stories. They're not spoken because they're rested here. And so you even see the light, her glow. It's there. She is a very distinctive, powerful woman, and she's a poetic soul. She has unspoken roots rested in her. And I had to make sure that that was my cover design because that's what I was looking for when I wanted my cover. So that's the story behind how I came up with my cover design, as unique as it is. I love it, and I'm very proud of the work that was put into it between me working with my graphic designer, us having some conversation about where I was going with it, and we made magic happen together. And so, for those of you, again, who are looking to come up with an idea, brainstorm as much as you want. Think about what it is that you want to translate to the people, and then get a designer who completely understands your vision and is willing to do whatever it takes to make sure that your vision is brought to light because this is your work. This is your representation of you as an artist to the people. So you have to make sure that you are involved with the process of your work. And for those of you who are just curious, again, this is how I came up with it. I wanted to make sure that my cover art matched the words that was inside of my book. So when everything comes together, it all makes sense. And so I hope that I've given you enough information about this. And for those of you who would like to have me be a part of your book club, you can email my assistant at the Michelle Lynette at gmail.com and send a message to Amari, and she will get back with you about booking me. If you'd like to have me speak at one of your conferences, or if you would just like to have me on your podcast, whatever bookings that it is that you'd like to have me for, whether it's speaking, doing a reading, doing some modeling or some acting, because I do come from the acting world too. Just again, email my assistant Amari at the Michelle Lynette at gmail.com, and she'll get back with you. So, thank you for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the backstory of how I came up with my art design. And again, make sure you go to my website to get my book. I'm telling you, you will not be disappointed. www.themichellenette.com. Thank you again for your support. Thank you for listening. Share this video with a friend and tell them to share it with a friend, share it with a family member, share it with a colleague, excuse me. So have a good night, and I'll talk to you soon. Good night.